Hello, my beautiful English learners. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment and imagine this. You're sitting in your kitchen and your heart is full of love. But when you try to express that love in English, the words get stuck somewhere between your heart and your mouth. You know exactly what you want to say to someone you care about, but English feels like a wall between you and that connection. Today, I want to tear down that wall completely. My name is Sarah, and I'm here to walk with you on this journey. Right now, as you're listening to my voice, I want you to know that you're not alone in feeling this way. Whether you're cooking dinner, taking a walk, or simply resting after a long day, I'm here with you. And together, we're going to discover something beautiful. English isn't just about grammar, rules, or perfect pronunciation. English is about connection, about sharing your heart, about those precious moments when language becomes a bridge between souls. Think about the conversations that matter most in your life. Maybe it's telling your mother you love her, sharing your dreams with a friend, or simply asking someone how their day was and really meaning it. These conversations don't happen in textbooks. They happen in kitchens, in living rooms, during car rides, and in quiet moments when guard walls come down and hearts open up. Today, we're going to step inside an American home and listen to something magical, a real conversation between a mother and her daughter. But this isn't just any conversation. This is the kind of talk that happens when people feel safe, when they're comfortable, when English flows naturally like water from a spring. You'll hear laughter, you'll hear pauses, you'll hear the rhythm of real American English as it's actually spoken in homes across the country. But here's what I really want you to understand. By the end of our time together today, you're going to feel something shift inside you. That fear of speaking English, that voice in your head that says you're not good enough, that worry about making mistakes, all of that is going to feel lighter. Because you're going to realize that English conversation isn't about perfection, it's about connection. It's about being human. It's about letting your true self shine through words. I've been teaching English for over 15 years, and I've learned something that changed everything for me. The students who become the most fluent aren't the ones who memorize the most grammar rules. They're the ones who dare to be vulnerable, who allow themselves to make mistakes, who understand that every conversation is a gift you give to another person. Today, you're going to become one of those students. We're going to listen together to Emma and her mom, Linda, as they share a typical evening conversation in their Chicago home. You'll hear how they really talk to each other, not the formal English from textbooks, but the warm, natural, flowing English that happens when people love each other and feel comfortable together. You'll discover how questions and answers dance together, how emotions give color to words, and how silence can be just as important as speech. Right now, I want you to make me a promise. Promise me that you'll listen with your heart wide open. Promise me that you won't judge yourself if you don't understand every single word. Promise me that you'll allow yourself to feel the warmth and love in this conversation, because that warmth and love is exactly what will help your English grow. When we learn from the heart, our progress becomes unstoppable. Are you ready to step into Emma and Linda's home with me? Are you ready to discover that English conversation can feel as natural and beautiful as breathing? Let's begin this journey together. Before we listen to Emma and Linda's conversation, I need to have an honest heart-to-heart with you about something that might be holding you back. Right now, somewhere in your mind, there's probably a little voice whispering things like, "I'm not ready to understand real conversations," or "native speakers talk too fast for me," or "I'll never sound natural like them." I want you to take that voice, acknowledge it with kindness, and then gently set it aside. Because today we're going to replace those limiting beliefs with something much more powerful. Let me tell you a story that changed my entire perspective on language learning. Last year, I met a woman named Maria from Guatemala. She had been studying English for 8 years, knew thousands of vocabulary words, could write beautiful essays, but when I asked her to have a simple conversation with me, she froze. Her hands started shaking, her voice became barely a whisper, and she said, "I know English in my head, but I can't feel it in my heart." That moment broke my heart and opened my eyes to something crucial. We've been teaching English backwards. You see, when Emma talks to her mother Linda, she's not thinking about verb tenses or sentence structure. She's thinking about sharing her day, expressing her feelings, connecting with someone she loves. The grammar happens naturally because it's serving something bigger, human connection. When you listen to their conversation today, I want you to focus not on the mechanics of their English, but on the music of their relationship. Real fluency begins the moment you stop trying to translate your thoughts and start feeling them directly in English. Think about how a baby learns to speak. Does a baby worry about making mistakes? Does a baby think, "Oh no, I used the wrong verb form"? Of course not. A baby feels love, feels hunger, feels excitement, and sounds come out naturally to express those feelings. That baby you once were is still inside you, ready to learn with the same fearless joy. I want you to repeat these words with me and really feel them as you say them. I am not behind. I am exactly where I need to be. Every conversation I hear is making me stronger. I am learning with love, not fear. Say it again, slowly, letting each word sink into your heart. I am not behind. I am exactly where I need to be. Every conversation I hear is making me stronger. I am learning with love, not fear. Now, here's something beautiful about the conversation you're about to hear. Emma and Linda don't speak perfectly. They pause. They use filler words like, and, you know. They sometimes start sentences and change direction halfway through. And you know what? That's exactly how real English sounds. Native speakers are human beings, not English textbooks. They have moments of hesitation. They search for words. They express emotions that are bigger than language itself. When you realize that native speakers are just people sharing their hearts through words, something magical happens. You stop putting them on an impossible pedestal, and you start seeing conversation as something you can absolutely do right now with the English you already have. You might not have all the words yet, but you have something even more important. You have a heart full of experiences, emotions, and stories that want to be shared. Let me ask you something. What would happen if you approach this conversation with curiosity instead of judgment? What would happen if, instead of focusing on what you don't understand, you celebrated every word, every phrase, every emotion that you do connect with? What would happen if you listened not as a student trying to pass a test, but as a human being interested in other human beings? Here's a secret that will transform your listening experience. Emma and Linda's conversation is going to teach you something that no grammar book ever could. It's going to show you how English carries emotion. You'll hear how Linda's voice gets softer when she's showing concern for her daughter. You'll notice how Emma's pace speeds up when she gets excited about something. You'll feel the pauses that say more than words ever could. These emotional patterns are the real foundation of fluent English. When you start recognizing how feelings move through language, you stop being a student and become a participant. You start understanding not just what people are saying, but what they're feeling. And when you understand what people are feeling, responding becomes natural, instinctive, real. I want you to practice something with me right now. Think about a conversation you had today with someone you care about, maybe a family member, a friend, or even a conversation with yourself. Now, imagine having that same conversation in English. Don't worry about finding perfect words. Instead, focus on the feeling you want to share. Love doesn't need perfect grammar. Kindness doesn't require advanced vocabulary. Curiosity speaks every language. Repeat with me. My heart knows how to communicate. My feelings are valid in any language. When I speak from love, people understand me. Feel those words. Believe those words. Let them replace any fear or doubt that's been living in your mind. The conversation you're about to hear isn't just English practice. It's a window into the kind of connection that becomes possible when you allow yourself to be real, to be human, to be imperfect and beautiful exactly as you are. Emma and Linda are going to show you that the most powerful English isn't perfect English. It's authentic English, English that comes from the heart. Now that your heart is open and your mind is ready, let's talk about how to listen in a way that will revolutionize your English learning. Most people listen to English like they're trying to solve a puzzle, frantically trying to translate every word, getting frustrated when they miss something, and completely missing the beautiful flow of natural conversation. Today, you're going to learn to listen like a native speaker listens, with your whole being, not just your analytical mind. When Emma and Linda talk to each other, they're not listening for grammar. They're listening for connection. They're tuned into each other's emotions, they're responding to energy, they're sharing space together. This is exactly how I want you to listen today. Instead of trying to catch every single word, I want you to float along with their conversation like you're on a gentle river, letting the current of their communication carry you. Here's something that will change everything for you. Native speakers miss words in conversations all the time. They might not hear exactly what someone said, but they understand the feeling, the intention, the general meaning, and they respond to that. This is because real communication happens on multiple levels: the words themselves, the tone of voice, the emotion, the context, even the silences between words. Let me teach you the heart method of listening. When you hear Emma say something to her mother, I don't want you to think, what does every word mean? Instead, I want you to think, what is Emma feeling right now? What is she really trying to share with her mom? When you listen for feelings first, understanding becomes natural and effortless. Try this with me right now. I'm going to say a sentence, and I want you to focus not on translating it, but on feeling what I'm communicating. I had such a long day at work, but seeing your smile makes everything better. Did you feel the tiredness, followed by the love and relief? That feeling you just experienced, that's fluent listening. You understood my heart before you understood my words. As we listen to Emma and Linda, I want you to practice something called emotional shadowing. When you hear Emma sound excited, let yourself feel that excitement. When you hear Linda's voice become gentle and caring, let yourself feel that gentleness. Language learning isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's an emotional experience. The more you allow yourself to feel English, the more natural it becomes. Now, here's where the magic really happens. While you're listening to their conversation, I want you to start thinking simple thoughts in English along with them. When Emma mentions making dinner, think to yourself, I make dinner too. I understand that feeling. When Linda asks about Emma's day, think, I want to ask someone about their day like that. Let your mind start having an English conversation with their conversation. This is called parallel thinking, and it's one of the most powerful techniques for developing fluency. You're not translating from your native language. You're thinking directly in English, using the conversation as a bridge between their experience and your own experience. This is exactly how children learn. They connect what they hear to what they know and feel. Let me give you some phrases to practice thinking in English as we listen. When you hear Emma talking about her work, think, I have work experiences too. I understand work feelings. I can relate to her day. When you hear Linda showing concern, think, I know that caring feeling. I have people I care about. I want to express care like that. These simple thoughts are building your English thinking muscle. Here's something beautiful that's going to happen as you listen. You're going to start noticing patterns in how Emma and Linda express themselves. Emma might say, you know what I mean? When she wants to make sure her mother understands her. Linda might say, oh honey, when she's feeling affectionate. These patterns are like emotional fingerprints. They show you how real Americans use language to create closeness and understanding. I want you to practice something with me. As we listen to their conversation, every time you hear a phrase that touches your heart, repeat it quietly to yourself. Not because you need to memorize it, but because you want to feel how it sounds when you say it. Oh, honey, you know what I mean? That sounds wonderful. Let these phrases live in your mouth for a moment. Let them become part of your English soul. Remember, Emma and Linda learned English the same way you're learning it right now, by listening, by feeling, by connecting with other people's hearts through words. The only difference is they started when they were babies, but that doesn't mean your learning is less valid or less powerful. In fact, as an adult, you have something babies don't have: life experience, emotional wisdom, and the ability to make deeper connections between language and meaning. If this conversation is touching your heart, if you're feeling less alone in your English learning journey, I want you to do something for me. I want you to take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel, because we're building something beautiful together. We're creating a community of heart-centered learners who support each other with kindness and understanding. And please, share with me in the comments one phrase from today that made you feel something. It doesn't matter if it's simple or complex. What matters is that it reached your heart. You could write something like, I loved when Linda said, oh honey, or Emma's laugh made me smile. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're learning, because your presence makes this community stronger and more beautiful. You matter here. Your journey matters. Your progress matters. And together, we're going to keep growing, one heartfelt conversation at a time. Now comes the part where everything you've been learning transforms into something you can actually use in your real life. As you listen to Emma and Linda's conversation, you're going to discover something incredible. Most of the English you need for meaningful communication is already within your reach. The secret isn't learning more complicated words or perfect grammar. It's learning to use what you know with confidence and genuine emotion. Let me share something that will completely change how you think about speaking English. Last month, I was at a coffee shop when I overheard a conversation between two American friends. One said, "I'm so tired today," and the other responded, "Oh no, why? What happened?" That entire exchange used only simple words that most English learners know, but it created a moment of real human connection. This is the power of authentic expression. It's not about complexity, it's about sincerity. When you hear Emma talking to her mother, notice how she doesn't use fancy vocabulary to express deep feelings. She might say something as simple as, "Mom, I really needed to talk to you today." And those 8 basic words carry more meaning than 100 complicated sentences could ever convey. This is because Emma is speaking from her heart, not from a dictionary. I want you to practice something revolutionary with me right now. Think about a conversation you need to have in English. Maybe with a coworker, a neighbor, or even with yourself in the mirror. Instead of worrying about finding perfect words, ask yourself, what do I really want this person to know? What feeling do I want to share? Then, use the simplest words possible to express that feeling. For example, if you want to tell someone you appreciate them, you don't need to say, "I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your exceptional kindness." You can simply say, "Thank you for being so nice to me. It means a lot." Feel the difference? The second version is more powerful because it's more human, more real, more from the heart. As we listen to Emma and Linda, I want you to imagine yourself in similar situations. When Emma asks her mother about her day, imagine yourself asking someone the same question. "How was your day? Tell me about it." When Linda offers advice or support, imagine yourself offering comfort to someone you care about. "I'm here for you. Everything will be okay." Here's a beautiful exercise I want you to try. After we listen to their conversation, I want you to have a practice conversation with yourself using the same emotional energy. Look in a mirror or just speak out loud to an imaginary friend and share something real about your day. You might say, "I listened to English today and I felt proud of myself. I understood more than I thought I could. I'm getting better every day." Notice how powerful it feels when you speak English from your actual experience, your actual feelings, your actual life. This is authentic expression, and it's infinitely more valuable than perfectly memorized phrases that have no connection to your heart. Emma and Linda's conversation is going to show you dozens of ways to express real emotions using simple, accessible English. Let me teach you about what I call micro wins in English conversation. A micro win is any moment when you successfully communicate something meaningful, no matter how simple it might seem. If you can say, "I'm happy," and really mean it, that's a micro win. If you can ask, "How are you?" with genuine interest, that's a micro win. If you can respond, "That sounds nice," and create a moment of connection, that's a micro win. Emma and Linda's conversation is full of these micro wins. Every time Emma shares a feeling and Linda responds with understanding, they're creating successful communication. Every time Linda offers support and Emma feels heard, they're proving that powerful English doesn't require advanced vocabulary, it requires authentic intention. I want you to start collecting your own micro wins. Today, after listening to this conversation, try to have one real moment of English expression. It could be saying good morning to a neighbor with genuine warmth. It could be telling yourself, I'm proud of my progress, while looking in the mirror. It could be writing one honest sentence in the comments below this video. Whatever it is, celebrate it as a victory, because that's exactly what it is. Here's something that might surprise you. Emma and Linda will probably use contractions, incomplete sentences, and informal expressions throughout their conversation. They might say gonna instead of going to, or kinda instead of kind of. This isn't wrong English, this is real English. This is how Americans actually talk when they're comfortable and relaxed. Don't be afraid of this informal English. Embrace it. Practice it. Let it show you that English can be flexible, warm, and forgiving. When you hear Emma say something like, I was gonna call you earlier, but work was just crazy, practice saying similar sentences about your own life. I was gonna study English earlier, but I got busy with other things. The goal isn't to sound exactly like Emma and Linda. The goal is to feel as comfortable and natural in English as they do. You want to reach that place where English feels like a familiar friend, not a difficult subject you're studying. This happens when you stop trying to be perfect and start trying to be real. Think about this. Every fluent English speaker started exactly where you are now. They had moments of confusion, times when they couldn't find the right words, conversations where they felt nervous or uncertain. But they kept practicing, kept connecting, kept expressing themselves authentically, and gradually English became as natural as breathing. You're on that same path right now. Every time you listen with an open heart, every time you practice speaking from your authentic experience, every time you choose connection over perfection, you're becoming the fluent English speaker you dream of being. Emma and Linda's conversation is going to show you that this dream is not only possible, it's inevitable, as long as you keep moving forward with love and patience for yourself. Let's talk about something that might make your heart race a little bit, the sound of your voice speaking English. Right now, you might be thinking, but Sarah, what if I don't sound like Emma and Linda? What if my accent is too strong? What if people can't understand me? I want to wrap these fears in so much love and understanding, because I know exactly how vulnerable it feels to let your voice be heard in a language that doesn't feel completely yours yet. Here's the truth that's going to set you free. Emma and Linda don't want you to sound exactly like them. What they want, what every English speaker wants, is to feel the real you coming through your words. Your accent isn't a mistake, it's part of your story. Your unique way of pronouncing English isn't something to fix. It's something to polish until it shines with confidence and clarity. When you listen to Emma and Linda's conversation, I want you to pay attention to something magical, the rhythm of their speech. English has a natural rhythm, like music, like a heartbeat, like waves on the shore. They don't pronounce every word with equal stress. Some words are strong and clear, others are soft and quick. Some syllables are long and emphasized, others flow by like whispers. This rhythm is what makes English sound natural and beautiful. Let me teach you a technique that will transform your pronunciation and your confidence. It's called shadow speaking, and here's how it works. While you're listening to Emma and Linda, I want you to whisper along with them, matching their rhythm and intonation. Don't worry about getting every word perfect. Focus on riding the wave of their speech patterns. Let your voice dance with their voices. This shadow speaking does something incredible for your brain. It teaches your mouth to move in English patterns. It trains your ear to recognize natural rhythm, and most importantly, it helps you stop thinking so hard about pronunciation and start feeling it in your body. English isn't just something you think. It's something you feel in your chest, your throat, your breath. Here's an exercise that my students love. While Emma is talking to her mother, choose one sentence that touches your heart. Maybe it's, "I love spending time with you, Mom," or "That made my whole day better." Play that sentence several times, and each time speak along with Emma. First, whisper it. Then say it at normal volume. Then say it with your eyes closed, really feeling the emotion behind the words. Notice how your voice starts to carry the same warmth and feeling that Emma's voice carries. This is because emotion is universal. When you speak from the same place of love that Emma speaks from, your English naturally becomes more beautiful, more clear, more connected to the heart. I want to tell you something that might surprise you. Many native English speakers feel self-conscious about their voices too. Linda might sometimes think she talks too fast, or Emma might worry that she uses too many filler words. Everyone has moments of doubt about how they sound. The difference is that they don't let these doubts stop them from communicating, from connecting, from sharing their hearts through words. Your voice in English is perfect exactly as it is right now, and it's also constantly growing more beautiful with every word you speak. This isn't a contradiction. It's the miracle of language learning. You are complete and perfect right now, and you're also becoming more fluent every day. Both things can be true at the same time. Here's something I want you to try after we listen to Emma and Linda. Record yourself speaking for just 1 minute about anything, your day, your feelings, your dreams, anything that matters to you. Then listen to that recording not as a critic, but as a friend. Listen with the same kindness you would show to someone you love who was learning your native language. What you'll discover is that your voice in English is already more beautiful than you realized. Yes, you might hear areas where you want to improve, but you'll also hear moments of real clarity, genuine emotion, and authentic expression. Those moments are your foundation. Those moments are proof that you can already do this. When you hear Emma laugh during her conversation with Linda, try laughing along with her. When you hear Linda's voice become gentle and caring, let your own voice practice that same gentleness. When you hear excitement, confusion, contentment, or any other emotion in their voices, allow yourself to echo those feelings. This emotional mirroring is one of the most powerful ways to develop natural intonation and rhythm in English. Remember, pronunciation isn't about eliminating your accent, it's about communicating clearly and confidently. Emma and Linda will understand you as long as you speak from your heart with clear intention. In fact, many Americans find accents beautiful because they represent courage, adventure, and the willingness to connect across cultures. I want you to practice one more thing with me. Look in a mirror and say this with complete conviction. My voice matters. My English is valuable. I speak with courage and love. Say it again, slower this time, really believing it. My voice matters. My English is valuable. I speak with courage and love. Feel how powerful your voice becomes when you speak from a place of self-love rather than self-criticism. This is the voice that Emma and Linda want to hear. This is the voice that will make meaningful connections with English speakers everywhere. This is your voice, and it's absolutely beautiful. As we prepare to listen to their conversation, I want you to remember that every word you speak in English is an act of bravery. Every time you open your mouth and let English come out, you're doing something courageous and beautiful. Emma and Linda started as babies making imperfect sounds, and they became fluent through years of practice, patience, and self-compassion. You're on that same journey, and your destination is guaranteed as long as you keep speaking with love. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to take a deep breath and feel something that might be new for you. Pride in your English learning journey. Right now, in this moment, you have accomplished something beautiful. You have listened to a real American conversation with your heart wide open. You have practiced thinking in English. You have connected with the emotions and experiences of two people sharing their lives through words. This is not small progress. This is tremendous growth. I need you to understand something that goes much deeper than English learning. What you did today took courage. In a world that often makes us feel like we're not good enough, not smart enough, not fluent enough, you chose to be vulnerable. You chose to listen without judging yourself. You chose to believe that you could understand, that you could grow, that you could become the English speaker you dream of being. That choice, that belief, that courage, these are the real foundations of fluency. Emma and Linda's conversation wasn't just English practice for you. It was a mirror reflecting back your own capacity for connection, understanding, and authentic expression. When you felt Emma's emotions, when you understood Linda's care and concern, when you recognized the love flowing between them through simple English words, you proved to yourself that language is not a barrier, it's a bridge. Let me share something with you that I've learned from 15 years of walking alongside English learners just like you. The students who become truly fluent are not the ones who memorize the most vocabulary or master the most complex grammar rules. They are the ones who fall in love with connection. They are the ones who understand that every conversation is a gift, a chance to know someone else's heart and to share their own. You are becoming one of these students. Today, you listened not just with your ears, but with your entire being. You allowed yourself to feel what Emma and Linda were feeling. You practiced thinking in English from a place of empathy and understanding. You began to see that the English you need for meaningful communication is already blossoming inside you, waiting to be expressed with confidence and love. I want you to carry something with you from today's experience. Every time you hear English from now on, whether it's on television, in a movie, in a song, or in real life, remember how it felt to listen to Emma and Linda with your heart open. Remember that behind every English conversation are real people with real feelings, real struggles, real joys, just like you. When you approach English from this place of human connection, learning becomes natural, joyful, effortless. Here's what I know about your future with English. There will be days when you feel frustrated, when words don't come easily, when you wonder if you're making progress. On those days, I want you to remember today. Remember how you understood Emma's laughter, how you felt Linda's caring tone, how you connected with their conversation in ways that had nothing to do with perfect grammar or flawless pronunciation. You are not learning English to pass a test or to impress anyone. You are learning English to expand your world, to create new friendships, to express the beautiful thoughts and feelings that live inside your heart. Emma and Linda's relationship shows you what becomes possible when language serves love, when words become vehicles for caring, understanding, and genuine human connection. I want to give you some affirmations to carry with you, words that will strengthen your confidence every time you repeat them. Say these with me now and really feel their truth. I am not perfect, and I am progressing beautifully. My English improves every day in ways I can see and in ways I cannot yet see. I speak from my heart and people understand my heart. I am exactly where I need to be in my learning journey. Feel how different those words sound compared to the harsh inner critic that might usually live in your mind. This loving voice, this encouraging voice, this believing voice, this is the voice that will carry you to fluency. Emma and Linda speak to each other with this same gentle kindness, and I want you to speak to yourself with that same compassion. Before we say goodbye today, I have a special request for you. In the comments below this video, I want you to share one thing that touched your heart during Emma and Linda's conversation. It might be a phrase that made you smile, a moment that made you feel understood, or simply a feeling you experienced while listening. Your comment doesn't need to be long or perfect. It just needs to be real. When you share your experience, you're not just helping me understand how this lesson affected you. You're also encouraging other learners who might be feeling the same fears and hopes that you feel. You're building a community of heart-centered English learners who support each other with kindness and understanding. And if today's lesson helped you feel less alone in your English learning journey, if it gave you hope or confidence or simply made you smile, please subscribe to this channel. We're creating something special here, a place where English learning happens through love, not fear, where progress is celebrated at every level, where every learner is valued and supported. Your English journey is not a race against time or a competition with others. It's a beautiful unfolding of your capacity to connect, to express, to share your unique perspective with the world. Emma and Linda's conversation today was just one example of the thousands of meaningful connections waiting for you as your English continues to grow. Thank you for trusting me with your time, your attention, and your dreams today. Thank you for choosing courage over comfort, connection over perfection, love over fear. You are braver than you know, stronger than you realize, and closer to fluency than you imagine. Until we meet again, keep listening with your heart, keep speaking from your truth, and keep believing in the magnificent English speaker you are becoming. You've got this, and I've got you. Together, we're unstoppable.